Welcome to Back4App Containers, a full series dedicated on writing the Docker files to run your specific application, it doesn't matter the technology, in Back4App Containers. Today we will create a PHP container that also runs Apache just like the last video that we did, and we'll create a PHP info page so you can see the settings of your PHP server. So here I am at my first container GitHub repo where I'm going to create the Docker file. So the first step is to click Add File, create new file, and I'm going to name this file Dockerfile with a capital D, so Dockerfile. Remember, the capital D is very important or the platform will not recognize it as a valid Docker file. And we're going to base this image in a Ubuntu distribution. So we're going to start writing from Ubuntu, and we're going to use the latest version, so semicolon and latest. Now that we get our image based from Ubuntu, we have to update all the package list inside this container. So we're going to run a command called run apt get update. This will update all the package lists in the container, and the next step will be to install PHP, but there's a catch in here. We're going to install PHP that will automatically install Apache, and this also installs a package named tzdata. And tzdata requires manual action in order to be installed, so we have to set it up in order to not require manual activation when installing. We'll do that by also running a command. So I'm going to type here run and then all uppercase Debian underline front end equals non-interactive. Then I have to set my tz to be the default one. So today I'm going to set as tz, which is time zone, equals etc/utc to use the UTC time zone. And then I will be able to install tzdata without any manual interaction. So we're going to write apt get -y so it doesn't prompt him in order to start the installation, install tzdata. Now that this package is installed, I will be able to install PHP without any manual intervention. So we're going to run apt get -y install php 8.1. Now I will create a file named phpinfo that I have to copy in the directory that Apache will be listening so it can render the PHP configuration. This is a file that will help me see the configuration of the machine, but you got to remember you really should remove this file once in production because it gives you so much information that attackers can use this file to determine how exactly your server is running and attack your application. So I'm going to copy a file named phpinfo.php and I'm going to copy it to the Apache's default web server directory, which is /var/www/html/ and then the file name, which will be phpinfo.php. With that done, I have to expose in which port I'm going to run my web server. So expose port 80. And last but not least, I have to start Apache just we did in the last video. So cmd apache ctl -d foreground. And now if I commit this file, it should start my Back4App deployment, but we have still to create the PHP info file. So I'm going to click Add File, create new file. We're going to call this phpinfo.php, and in here we're going to use PHP syntax to render the PHP info website. So PHP, in here I'm going to put PHP info, and then I'm going to close it like this. When I click commit new file, this will create the file for me, and if I go back to Back4App, I can create a new app. I'm going to select here my first container project. I'm going to call this phpinfo and click Create App. Now, this is a bigger installation, so it can take a while. It will download and install PHP 8.1, also download and install Apache 2, and last but not least, copy the files and set everything up. So as you can see here, is just using the apt-get update to update all the packages in the machine. Now that it has run, it's taking a snapshot of the full system. Now it's going to install tzdata without any manual interaction. Once again, it runs successfully, so it's going to take another snapshot of the file system. And it started installing PHP 8.1, which will also install Apache 2 and all the modules necessary to render PHP with Apache. It finally finished installing PHP, so you can see it's taking another snapshot of the system. As you can see, it copied my PHP info page in there, exposed port 80, and is starting my container. It will check for the health of the container. Now I can just click the link here to see my Apache default page. So as you can see, it's the Apache default page, and I can go to the PHP info if I just type the address and then slash phpinfo.php. So here is my PHP page rendered up with all the settings that are currently running in my container. Once again, this is very useful information for you to see how your server is running, but it's very dangerous to leave this file exposed, as an attacker could see all the configurations of your PHP server and use it to attack your application. So once you're satisfied and see it's working, you should really go back to your GitHub page and delete this PHP info, and also remove or comment out this line number 5 where we copy this file from the Dockerfile. So this file will not be available anymore and will not be deployed to the container, so the attacker cannot see more information about the server. So if you found this video helpful, please click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel so it can help us grow. Also share this link with a friend and they can learn something too. If you are already subscribed, thank you for that. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or any implementation you'd like to see, please leave it on the comment section down below. We always answer all the questions. I hope this content was useful to you and I hope to see you back. See you soon. Bye bye.